Welcome back to another episode of Real Hamilton. And so we all know that bad things happen in this world, and perhaps bad things will always happen in order to balance out the good. But sometimes it just seems like things go too far and get out of hand, overwhelming at times. And we all know that. And these bad things happen for various reasons. We can state those reasons. We can complain about them. And if you're someone who is of the religious persuasion, then these things happen because the Most High actually allows them to happen. I quote the Bible because that's what I know. I can point you to several passages throughout the scriptures where not only is this current age literally in the hands of dark, unseen spiritual forces, but the Most High itself actually allows terrible things to happen. And in that case, there's nothing we can do to change anything. Basically, what will happen will happen. And it's already prophesied to happen. But perhaps you don't believe in any of that spiritual stuff. Perhaps you're of the notion that all of the terrible things that happen in the world are to the fault of mankind. And that everything could all be changed, fixed, handled if we just had the right political leaders in place. Perhaps if all these corporate industries actually cared more about human life than filling their pockets with money, then we would be all right. And if we could all just get together as a people and just keep voting and pushing the right buttons, we can fix all of this. We can change the system. Okay? Perhaps you're of that perspective. But whatever the case may be, what if you individually had the power to change something? And this is the part of the video where it may get a little unrealistic for some of y'all. But let's just put our imagination to use for a moment. And for those of you who are rusty in the creative areas of your life, here's a little freshen up, all right? Imagination, as we call it, is the ability to not only conjure up images inside of your mind, but to also project those images out into the physical world and make them a reality. It is the spark of creativity. And I would argue that imagination is actually a supernatural ability. In my opinion, it is one of the main things that separates us from the animals, is the fact that we can imagine things and be creative. And so now, what if you had the power of a God and can change whatever you wanted to change about this world with a thought? Let this be a lesson. Let this video be a lesson to anyone who is dissatisfied with a certain state of things, dissatisfied with the leadership of man or God. Ask yourself, what would you do if you had that power? And after you made that list, then take a moment to reflect on whether or not these things can or cannot be done. Okay? Now, I would like to give y'all a list that I came up with temporarily. This is just 4 5 different topics. Of course, there will be more, but this is what I got for now. First thing I would do is I would send truth downloads into the minds of every mainstream media, TV, or radio personality. I'm going to say that again. I would send truth downloads into the minds of every mainstream media, TV, or radio personality. You know, every talking head, every host. They will only tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. No more lies. No more narratives. No more conspiracy theory bashing. No more us against them. No more Democrats versus Republicans. They will all have open conversations about the pros and cons of both sides. Period. Number 2, anyone who commits evil deeds against an innocent, undeserving life form will meet their karma instantly. There will be no lag time. And this justice will come not by man, but by divine forces. Thus, putting man-made law enforcement agencies out of business. Because we all know that they're pretty incompetent anyway. Okay? That's number 2. Number 3, the veil or the covering would be lifted, meaning that the spiritual worlds will be more into view and accessible. The time of seeing spirits out the corner of our eyes for a flash of a second is done. They will be all around us and we'll know it, which will in turn make people less prone to commit evil deeds upon the earth. Okay? Number 4, humans will be less dependent upon eating food to survive and will thus focus on healthier hobbies. And whatever money that these food providers and farmers lose out on, I'll replace it. Because I got godlike power, right? And I can do that. Case in point. Number 5, there will be no more sexual confusion. No more gender switching roles. Men will no longer seek out sexual favors from other men, and women will no longer seek out sexual favors from other women. Both of the sexes will be elevated and empowered equally in their role, and they will thrive in their natural state. There will be someone for anyone who's willing to look, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but homosexuality is a degenerative spirit. And so I will send a regenerative spirit among those people back into the natural order of things. Because for some reason, humans are the only mammals on the planet who engages in homosexuality. Why is that? I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience, a lot of these kids growing up are not actually gay. They're just sexually confused. A lot of them don't have positive male influences in their life. They might have a little bit too much feminine energy around in them, or vice versa. And so they grow up confused, and they grow up more prone to side with a certain gender because of this inherent imbalance that they have based upon their household. And my heart goes out to you in that regard. But the more you encourage kids to embrace homosexuality and lesbianism, the closer to extinction we are as a species. It is degenerative. And so that is my list for today. I think you kind of get where I'm coming from. The whole point of this video is to put you in the shoes of leadership. Okay? And what better place to start exercising your creativity than in a seat of a divine force? Okay? You can think like a man later. But in this video, we level up. On this channel, we level up. Okay? And remember, it's never too late. It's never too late to put your God-given imagination to use, no matter how old you are. All right? I'm ending right there. Thank you.